Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Universe 2 Hackathon welcome and introduction session. Yeah, I want to give you all a warm welcome and shortly introduce myself to you. I'm Marco Walz. I'm contributing to the Æternity ecosystem since early 2019 already. I joined the team in May last year and mainly helped improving the developer tools. And meanwhile, I'm leading the developer relations, and my focus now is to improve the developer onboarding and to organize hackathons. So a short agenda, what I want to present you today. I want to give you all a brief introduction to the Æternity blockchain in general for everybody who isn't familiar with it already. I want to introduce you the prizes and the judges and give some comments about the judging criteria here. I want to provide you a timeline. I want to tell you about the very cool thing we can provide you. We will have the hackathon final at the Crypto Castle. I'm very excited about that and hope many people will join there. And of course, I want to present you some ideas or give you some suggestions and proposals what to build during the hackathon. And last but not least, if you're not already in our social channels, please join, get in touch with us. We're always happy to help and support you. Yeah, a brief introduction about Æternity, a blockchain for the masses. I will tell you shortly why. Æternity is quite unique. It's another copycat. It was created from scratch and developed in Erlang. And the initial goal was mainly to solve scalability issues. We are in general a proof of work blockchain, and we improved a lot on the layer 1 here because we have scalability improvements thanks to Bitcoin NG, which stands for next generation. Just kind of a difference like it normally works. It's running with key blocks and micro blocks, where the key blocks are mined and all the transactions are generated in the micro blocks, and the micro blocks can be confirmed within 3 seconds. So it's quite scalable on chain. And I think the stress test here was around 116 transactions per second that we reached on chain. But we also have additional scalability improvements when we go off chain, because Æternity is one, if not the only blockchain that introduces state channels on layer 1. So you can move your funds off chain in a channel with another party and transact almost limitless and private there. So that's quite cool. And we also have a new state channel demo in the works right now, which you can check out on GitHub already. And then we have our own virtual machine, the Fate VM, for the smart contract execution, and it's from all analysis 10 times more efficient as the widely distributed and used EVM on all the other chains. And we have our own unique and functional smart contract language, Sophia, which is strongly typed. And as I already mentioned, it's functional. So for every functional programmers out there, please check it out. And for everybody not familiar with functional programming, I guess it's the best way to get started there and learn functional programming. And if you switch to it, you might not turn back. And of course, we have some other cool, unique protocol features like the ANS naming system for .chain names. There we have kind of an auction system, and you have to pay some fee to get your name. And depending on the length, if it's a short name, it will start an auction. And if it's a long name, you can claim it immediately. And of course, short names are more expensive than longer names. And all the AE, which is used for claiming your ANS name, is literally burned. So it's AE are getting out of the system. Then we have the oracles on chain. The most prominent oracle network I know of is Chainlink for sure, which is powering many DeFi projects. And what we provide a standardized way on layer 1. So you don't have to use third-party libraries or smart contracts to interact with real world data. You can register your oracles and query oracles directly on chain in a standardized way. So that's also pretty cool. And then we have also generalized accounts. I'm not sure that many people are familiar with that thing. It's also quite unique and powerful. A very cool feature. We recently developed a simple multi-sig solution with the generalized account. What you can basically do is that you have your account address and you attach a smart contract to it, and the smart contract behind it just handles the authorized logic, in particular the signing part. So you can do many things with that. Not only multi-sig, you can also introduce something like spending limits or social recovery features. And the last thing I really like to see widely used are the meta transactions, because we have built-in paying for transaction type. And this basically allows you, for example, to onboard users without having to pay, without them having to buy AE in advance. So you can just, they can sign their transactions and you just cover the transaction fees for them. Yeah, so this is a short and quick introduction to Æternity. If you have questions, always reach out to us. We're happy to answer and help. Yeah, let's move on. Now we're getting to the prizes and judges. So in total, we will have prizes of 30K USD. All the prizes will be paid out in AE. Just that you're aware of that. The first place will get 15K USD, the second place 8K, the third place 5K, and then we also have the community award. I'm just wondering if the sum is correct. I will have to revisit this, sorry. But yeah, we also have a community award running where at the end, yeah, the community will vote, and this is also a chance to yeah, win some nice prizes. So if you have not already signed up, the link on the bottom, go to DevPost. There you can also find all the details, the rules, and maybe also get in contact with some people that are still searching for a team. And yeah, on the right side, you see the judges of this hackathon. Of course, Yanni, our founder, Ben, the CTO, me, and Omar, our CMO, who's also quite technical. So it's not only marketing guy, just to let you know about that. Yeah, and regarding the judging criteria, for us, it's important, yeah, that we want to have growth for the Æternity ecosystem. So if there's a high impact on our ecosystem that will be valued, of course, we want to see a good quality and functional code. So make sure your projects can be executed, are running, ideally also deployed on mainnet or testnet. And yeah, the documentation is important, should be easy for us to pick up and to get started. And if you have time, it's more like a bonus points. If you have a go-to-market strategy and a plan how to execute your project in the future, that would also be very good. So these are the 4 main criteria. We don't have any categories like DeFi, NFT, or whatever. You can build whatever you like based on these 3 judging criteria. We will value your projects. Yeah, about the timeline. This is the general timeline overview. As you can see, the hackathon already started on August 1st remotely. So there we set up or we published everything on DevPost, and we started slowly marketing. And today is basically the main introduction by myself. And what's very important here is the hackathon final at the Crypto Castle. This is optional, as we have kind of like a hybrid hackathon here, which started remotely and can also end remotely. But of course, we want, or it would be good to see people also at the castle. And there you have also the unique opportunity to meet some of the Æternity developers in person and get in touch with them. And yeah, as you can see, the 18th of September will be the last day of the hackathon. So there you have to meet the submission deadline and yeah, submit your projects before yeah, 0 AM next day. Then we have the judging period afterwards, where we will review your projects and where the community will have the chance to pick their favorite project and decide who wins the Community Choice Award. And on the 26th of September, we will then announce the winners. Yeah, that's basically the overall timeline and structure. And then starting this week with me today, we will have some presentations and live demos where you can, it's basically the best way to get started with Æternity if you are not familiar yet, or even if you have already explored Æternity. In these presentations, you will learn a lot about the tools and yeah, the most important stuff. Yeah, starting tomorrow with 3 presentations, Philip will talk about coding, testing, and deploying smart contracts with our AE project framework. Radek will talk about the REPL, which I'm really, if you're not familiar with the Sophia language, you should really not miss this, because the REPL, yeah, can help you a lot with getting started with the language and exploring and playing around with it. And then again, Philip will talk afterwards about creating fungible tokens in 3 easy steps using our AX9 standard. And then we have a 1-day break. And on Friday, we will have another 3 presentations where Keno will talk about our recently announced and released superhero decks, which is more or less it's just an, or what just we re-implemented from scratch an automated market maker on the Æternity blockchain, which will be able to, yeah, everybody can trade their AX9 tokens there. So that's really needed and was deeply needed. And now we officially released it. And Keno will show you how to add liquidity for your preferred tokens. Then after that, I will talk about how to make an NFT on the Æternity blockchain using our AX141 standard, which is still kind of liquid, but yeah, just watch the presentation and we can deep dive there. And afterwards, one more important thing, our Web3 starter kits for creating your D app. So every front-end developer should not miss this one, because we have a few boilerplates where you can easily get started and having a wallet connection to our superhero wallet without having to deeply dive into this. But Buddy will present it to you. And yeah, of course, after all those presentations, we will have a short Q&A session. So if you have any questions, you can ask them. And if you ask yourself, where do I find the link to all the presentations? Please join our Discord server, and always right before the presentation, we'll post a link there and you can watch it then. But if you don't have time on these dates mentioned here in the timeline, don't worry, we will upload all the presentations on YouTube afterwards. So you can watch at any time, can scroll back and look at various places in the presentation, no problem. Yeah, and then of course the final at the Crypto Castle. I hope to see many people there. As already said, it's optional. But if you convince us with your project, we are happy to support you with travel expenses and accommodation. Just reach out. And one really important thing here is submit the registration form as soon as possible, please. We will only leave it open until the 4th of September, because yeah, we need to plan and know who wants to attend physically. The Crypto Castle, I've not talked about the place, but we also have a website for that, but it's located in Germany, right in the heart of Germany. So yeah, Europe. Just to let you know, Europe, Germany, if you want to attend, we would be happy to see you there. And of course, we have our Æternity Universe Two conference running. That's a few days before the hackathon. Just look at the website. We're marketing it quite heavily right now. So I think if you watch at any social channel of us, you will find it. Yeah. Many of you might ask yourself, what should I build? I made a comprehensive overview. These are just suggestions. As I already said, you can build whatever you want. Hopefully it has a lot of impact, because that's one of the judging criteria. I made the ones we think are mostly needed right now in red. So for DeFi, of course, the combination with oracles. So there you see the price feeds in the middle, price feeds like Chainlink has, for example, where price data is aggregated from various sources, multiple oracles. Such solution would be very cool to see. Of course, a token launchpad. We have some basic examples there, but if you want to build something on that front, or some innovative crowdfunding ideas which projects can use. And for oracles, again, the random number generator is also something that's also very important. But yeah, we have various possibilities here. There's a lot of things that can be built. For NFTs, we're just getting started and had recently published the AEX 141 standard. So here we are in need of minting solutions, also launchpads or a marketplace. For our ANS naming system, we can also provide delegate signatures, so you can hand the control over to a smart contract where the person owning the ANS name is still in control of it. So you can build very cool marketplaces with that feature. We haven't seen it yet. I think there was some discussion in the forum over the past months, but nobody built it so far. So there's also a chance to do this. I just remember some other interesting topic with the ANS stuff, because you always have to extend your ANS names because they expire. And what I thought of in the past was like community-driven name extender. So you could put some AE into the contract, and if somebody extends your name, he or she could get a small reward for that. So you can build a dashboard, and yeah, that would be quite a interactive thing for the community, which I would like to see. And then of course our state channels topic, there I provided some use cases here. State channels haven't been explored much by the community yet, but we're providing a new state channel demo at the moment where you can look at GitHub. And I think our core developers, mainly Dimitar and Ulf, would be very happy to see some applications being built on top of that. It's very powerful. And I personally would also like to see some cool solution on that area. So there's a lot of things you can think of. Also DAOs for sure. Governance tokens or dashboards for token-based decision-making. And what I initially talked about, the generalized accounts feature, where you can think about social recovery options. Account ownership transfer was something I discussed recently, spending limits, and of course, multi-sig solutions. There we have already also something that you can look at. So yeah, in any case, if you need examples, if you need help, if you need help for ideas, or if you need people, find your team, please get in touch with us on our social channels. We have the forum, we have Discord, we're on Twitter. Twitter isn't the most interactive stuff for the developers, so from developer side, it's best if you ask your questions on the forum, or if you get in touch with us directly on Discord. And of course, we also have the official Telegram channels, one for the Æternity main group and one for the Universe Two conference in general. And of course, you can also check out our website and get all the information there. On DevPost, there's also a quite comprehensive list of resources where you can look at. So yeah. If you need help, please reach out to me, and I'm happy to answer questions now after the presentation. Thanks everybody, and good luck for the hackathon.